Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to revise the poem, the Ball poem, that is the last poem according to the syllabus for your English online examination standard 10. So let's revise this poem. But before going ahead with this poem, I would like to clarify before you the answers of the questions that I gave you for self-assessment from the poem How to Tell Wild Animals. Here are the questions, children. With whom is chameleon compared with? The answer will be lizard. Which creature is focused in stanza? The true chameleon till the chameleon you see. The answer will be chameleon. Next question. He has not any dash at all. The answer will be ears. Which other reptile is spoken about in this stanza? And the answer will be lizard. The poet creates dash by describing different wild animals. The answer in the blank will be the poet creates humor by describing different wild animals. Hope you got the answers. Now let's proceed further with this poem. The Ball poem written by John Berryman. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls, and ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him a dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So let's begin. The poem, the Ball poem, written by John Berryman, an American poet, scholar, and a professor, a major figure in American poetry in the second half of the 20th century. Now let's proceed further with the central idea of the poem. The poet John Berryman, in the poem The Ball poem, describes the grief of a boy over the loss of his ball. With that loss, he senses his first responsibility in a materialistic world, where those whom you love and your worldly possessions will not be with you forever. The poem shows how all through your life you will be forced to do things that you don't want to do, and you will lose things you love, but despite this, you have to learn to stand up, to be strong, and get on with your life. Now, let's see the tone of the poem. The tone of this poem is sad. The way in which the poet describes the boy's feelings upon losing the ball makes us feel great sympathy for the boy. Even more than that, we can all relate to the experience that the boy is going through. Now, the rhyme scheme of the poem. There is no rhyme scheme followed in the poem. Setting of the poem. The poem is set near the harbor. Now let's see the title of the poem, the justification of the title. The Ball poem is a very beautiful poem about a little boy's growing up. The boy lost his ball, and the loss of his ball is teaching him that in life we often lose things and that cannot be easily replaced. Such lessons are a part of growing up, and everyone has to learn them at some point in time or the other. Now, let's move ahead with the stanza wise explanation. Stanza number 1. We will proceed till what is the boy now till other balls. Kindly read. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. Let's see the important word meanings here. Merrily means happily. Oh, there are other balls. The words here suggest that the loss is not important enough to worry about. Let's see the explanation. The poem is about a little boy. For the first time in his young life, he is learning what it is like to experience grief at the loss of a much loved possession. That is his ball. The ball is here symbolic of the sweet memories of his childhood. The boy loses his ball and watches it bouncing down the street into the water. To us, the loss of a ball is of minor consequence, but to the little boy it was a valued possession. The poet here deters himself from saying that there are other balls because the boy want the same ball. The ball had been with him for a long time and it was linked to the memories of the days when he played with it. The boy's ball personifies his young days and happy innocence. Hope you got it. Now let's go with the second stanza that starts from an ultimate till worthless. Let's read it. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him a dime, another ball is worthless. Let's see the important word meanings here, children. Ultimate means final. Shaking grief means sadness which greatly affects the boy. Rigid means stiff. Trembling means shivering. Harbor, a place where ships load and unload goods. Intrude on, here in the poem, means to enter a situation where one is not welcome. And a dime means 10 cents. Now, let's proceed with the explanation of this stanza. When the young boy loses his ball, it bounces away and lands into the harbor. The boy is very much troubled at the loss of his ball and plunges into grief. He stands stiff and trembling while staring at his ball. He is upset as he looks into the gloomy water because he cannot find the ball. The boy is deeply affected by the loss of his ball because it has been with him for a long time. When the ball bounces into the water, all his memories of the childhood days flashes in front of him. This leads to a realization that those moments would not come back just like the ball. Further, the poet doesn't offer him money to buy another ball because that would be worthless. Now, let's proceed with stanza 3 that starts from now he senses till money is external. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Now let's go with the meanings first. Here, possessions means something that is owned. External means superficial. Now, let's deal with the explanation of this stanza. The boy is upset when he looks into the gloomy water because he cannot find the ball. This is when he gets his first sense of responsibility. The poet suggests that from the loss of the ball, the boy is learning what it means to lose something in a world of possessions where he will lose things, will buy some more to replace the ones lost, but would never be able to buy back the thing that he had lost. In this poem, the boy's ball personifies his young days and happy innocence. The poet thus makes the boy understand about his responsibility as the loss is immaterial. Money is external as it cannot buy memories nor can it replace the things that we love, the things that really matter. Now, let's proceed with the last stanza that starts from he is learning till stand up. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Now, let's deal with the meanings first. Desperate means hopeless. Epistemology of loss means understanding the nature of loss, what it means to lose something. Now let's deal with the explanation. The poet suggests that from the loss of the ball, the boy is learning how to stand up in the world of possessions. The boy is learning what it means to lose something. The poet says that, knowing that every man has to stand up after such losses, the boy too will learn how to stand up and leave the losses behind, as he would have understood the true meaning and nature of loss. So here I end the explanation stanza wise, children. Now let's see the moral of the poem, that is the message. The poem conveys a strong message that money is external. It cannot buy back our love nor replace the things that we love, the things that really matter. In this poem, the poet's ball personifies the young days and happy innocence. In this world, people will take balls just as they will take away our innocence and force us to grow up. Therefore, life is precious and should not be wasted. Life has to be lived, and life can be lived fruitfully only when we stand up and come out of depression. So here I end the poem's explanation. In the next video, I will deal ahead with the important notes. Thank you.